Team 5. Okay, Team 6. Team 6, last time you didn't present, right? Yeah. You did not, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. So you will be after Team 5. Team 8, Team 10. Yeah, okay. And then Team 12. Team 12. Did Team 12 present last time? Oh, you presented, okay. Team 13. 13 here presented or already presented? Okay, 15. Team 15, so you will be presenting today. Okay, so let's go with in this order. Okay, so Team 1, if you can come here and set it up, that'll be great. Where is it? Here. Can you find yours? And then maybe use this. Hey, Team 1, let's welcome them with hands. Right.
All right, so we're Team 1, and we created a chatbot to help students on campus who are stressed and want information on where to go and what to do about it. And our chatbot offers ideas of where they can access help and what could help them decompress. It will offer locations all around campus where they can practice the actions that the chatbot offers, and it gives multiple ideas, and you can customize them to your needs.
So for the current problem that we identify is notable high stress during exam seasons leads to students experiencing burnout, and people are stressed out and they don't know what to do to de-stress, and just daily stressors of college.
We sent out a student survey to different people across campus and gathered information about their preferred study spots and hangout spots. We input the survey responses into a chatbot, and it analyzed the data and picked out the best study spots. And we made the chatbot easily accessible for people across campus to use to help identify the study spots that work best for them.
Okay, so for our process and evidence, we distributed the survey to students across campus and collected responses. We organized the responses into categories such as study spaces, social spaces, relaxation activities, and environmental preferences. We identified recurring trends and patterns in student answers to use as evidence for our chat box recommendations. And we used the survey insights to build a chat box that gives freshmen personalized suggestions based off of mood, production, and social needs.
So for our outcomes and organizational implications, we collected data from 28 students through survey responses to identify places, activities, and environments that reduce stress and improve mood. So we found that students reported an average mood improvement of about 8.4 out of 10 after engaging in enjoyable places or activities. Most common stress relief themes included the gym or IM building, arboretum, downtown spaces, the hub lawn, and quiet study areas throughout campus. Students also valued quiet, clean, and low distraction environments, natural lighting, music, and consistent routines for staying calm and productive. Organizationally, this gives Penn State a student-informed, scalable well-being resource that can guide first-year students through campus engagement and future student success initiatives.
Overall, our project went very smoothly, and we were able to work together to build a solution for our problem. We were able to successfully build a GPT to help Penn State students find places to study and relax, both on and off campus. Our team leader helped run meetings and facilitated effective communication, and our other group members were also helpful in managing responsibilities. tracking milestones, and other problem solving. This project helped us develop more effective communication skills, teamwork, and problem solving skills that we will be able to use to further career development.
Could you showcase your GPT and also some of the feedback do you received?
Sorry?
Yeah, some feedback you received. Can you share feedback, or did you send out any survey?
A survey feedback?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to see it, or do you just want me to talk about it?
First, if you can show the GPT, I don't know whether you added the link, but last time we saw it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we showed it previously. The link's not on here, but we can get it.
In the last slide, we were able to show a little bit of our data. It was the 8.4 out of 10 for the student happiness, from baseline versus after using our GPT and going out and experiencing more of campus.
Okay. Was it done using Google Forms, or how did you collect it?
Yeah, I made a Google Forms survey, and it was primarily like a self-assessment for people. So it was like what their stress was before going places versus how much they felt it improved. And then it's organized by that, and then like what places they went to and what they prefer doing.
And do you plan to make it available, and where can people find the GPT?
So it's already available on Microsoft Copilot. If you sign in with your student, school email, you should be able to find it with the name of it.
What's the name?
Yeah, Campus Wellness Guide.
Okay, Campus Wellness Guide. Okay, we can search for it. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah. And team 2.
All right, we're team 2, and our project is food at Penn State. Team introduction, second to none, which is our team, is made up of Penn State students unified by one mission, helping students eat better and smarter. With Penn State's massive campus and endless dining options, we set out to cut through the noise and actually make good food accessible to everyone. Our team brings together strategy, communication, organization, and leadership to deliver something students can genuinely use.
So for the problem, Penn State has hundreds of dining options on campus and throughout State College. Most students never make it past the same 3 or 4 spots, so hidden gems do go unnoticed. Students with dietary restrictions are left guessing, and nobody has time to figure it out all by themselves. The result, students miss out on better, healthier, and more affordable food that's already right in front of them.
So essentially, we built Penn State Grubs. It's a Pamphlet / Instagram account dedicated to basically showcasing underrated dining spots around campus and off campus. We personally visited and rated these restaurants based on taste, price, and then dietary friendliness, as well as value, so students don't have to guess when they go there. Whether you're gluten-free or on a tight budget or just tired of the same things every day, our reviews gave you something or somewhere to start.
So the green is our pamphlet, and we just put on a lot of important little facts about why you should care about Penn State's food and the food that you're eating. And then we hung that up in dorm halls for people to just walk past. And then the Instagram, we just posted an overview of what our mission is. And then we followed up with some easy ways to eat healthier on campus. And then we also posted the dining hall menu, but starred the more like healthy options to have. And so the outcomes of that, the pamphlet was pretty successful. There were people that would go up and read the information, but I would say the Instagram was a little bit more successful because nobody really wants to take the time and like read a pamphlet that's in the dorm. And so our Instagram had like the followers, and then we posted like we saw in the last, like a couple of posts. And so that was probably our more successful outcome.
Our team has worked together to create an Instagram page focused on promoting healthy food options at Penn State, and we used our class time wisely to plan, create, and stay on track with our goals. Between class times, we would communicate via text to stay organized and on top of our work, and each team member has contributed, communicated, and stayed committed to the project.
Okay, could you summarize what the impact was? I think you talked about it, but what do you feel that your impact was?
Well, I felt like the people, like my friends that I've talked to that like follow the Instagram and stuff, that they were more aware of like what healthy options were on campus. Cause like, yeah, there's an app that has like the dining hall menu, but like you don't really know which way to go because there is so many options. So I feel like we kind of narrowed it down for people, and like that was really helpful to them.
So did you have an Instagram account?
Yeah.
And did you get some comments from others?
We didn't get comments, but a few people followed it.
Okay, I see. All right, thank you. And will that be team 3 after that? Can you find yours?
Hey guys, we're team 3. I'm Evan.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Audrey.
I'm Salim.
I'm Cam. Our problem is that going to Penn State, you realize it's a large university with tons of students, but also activities and places. And we found that a lot of people don't usually utilize these resources the way that we could, having them at our disposal every day. This is a challenge, especially particular with freshmen who don't usually know how to find their way into their niches or like areas of interest when it comes to clubs or involvement. As a result, students miss out on opportunities that would be ultimately perfect for them and their personal growth. To help us prove that our problem was as much of a problem as we thought it was, we found that 25% of students never actually participate in any extracurriculars or club or activities outside of their classes. And then additionally, 19% only involved in one. We found other information and facts regarding these to show that kids that did get involved in these extracurriculars were often more successful and had more engagement levels in clubs, were more likely to graduate sooner as well.
Okay, so in hopes to resolve our solution, we chose to create social media posts to try to reach college students and help them get a greater awareness of the available opportunities. And so we decided that we would have a couple of main categories. So we do club spotlight posts, academic support posts, and then personal resource posts. And these categories were just to kind of like create a more structured system so that we could really help students understand the resources that Penn State has and how they can best get involved. And we chose social media just because it's a place that college students are usually on already. And so instead of like maybe doom scrolling, they might come across
these posts and could get them to become more involved in life on campus. And so our goals for this were to create at least 5 Instagram posts, which were posted on the WFED 119 Instagram page. And then we were hoping we would get a few views, at least 3 posts get about like 10 views, and then about 10 Google form, because for each post we had a Google form in QR code and then also a link in the caption, just like so we could get a bit of feedback about if they found the posts helpful or if they got a better sense of belonging at Penn State. And this is kind of our action plan, and just like so we were able to create like sub goals, I guess, to make sure we got everything out on time.
So these are just some examples of what our posts were. This one is the Penn State Network TV. And then this one is Lion Tutors. And then we also have the Snowboarding Club, the Lion Pantry, and Career Services. And then each post just like briefly talks about what the club is, what they offer. And then there's some details about like where they're located or who you can reach out to find them.
So as we can see, the results when we put it on the Instagram, not all of them are posted, but you can see we got some interaction, and we just want to make a bigger impact on Penn State students in our community. And we did a poll if the posts were helpful, and you can see 100% said it was, and it shows people like what clubs are easily accessible and how you can stay involved.
Outcomes and organization application. Our solution helped increase awareness of campus resources and clubs. Students were able to discover opportunities more easily through organized and simple social media posts. Even though not all posts were published yet, the idea showed clear potential to help students find useful information in one place. For the organization, this approach improved communication between student and campus groups by making information easier to access. It also creates a system that can be continued in the future to keep students informed. In the long term, this can help more students to get involved and make better use of campus resources. As a team, we work well together by dividing tasks and supporting each other throughout the project. We improved our communication and learned how to manage time better while following a structured plan. One challenge we faced was waiting for responses from clubs, but we adapt by adjusting our timeline and continuing other tasks. Additionally, we struggled to get engagement on our post and had to supplement with other strategies to reach students. Overall, we are proud of the work we completed and what we learned from this experience. This project helped us understand how to plan, organize, and apply a real solution to a real problem. Thank you.
Can you stay there? How many clubs did you reach out to?
So initially we did like 5 clubs, and then we only got responses from 2 of them. So we really reached out to more, and then we still ended up getting ghosted by multiple of the clubs that we reached out to.
That's been a challenge. Okay. And also, maybe, I don't know, would you recommend creating your own, like students' own Instagram, your team's Instagram, or will you recommend relying on courses' Instagram page?
I mean, it's hard to build a follower base on something that nobody knows about. So it was kind of better to use the course's Instagram page for that. I mean, ultimately, it'd be better to have something that was specifically focused towards our goal and our problem. But without the follower base or without the exposure, it's better to use the class's Instagram.
Okay. And how did you divide up the tasks? Because you created the flyers, and also you communicate with clubs, different clubs, and so on. So how did you divide up?
Yeah, so we basically all did at least one post or like one design using either a Canva or another type of graphic like design piece on either a club or a resource that we either found interesting or had heard back from. And then additionally, some of us did some pieces to the project, like sending it into submission and actually doing the writing part of it. Well, everyone did their own part in that regard.
Okay, great. Thank you. And which team is next? Is it 5? Team 4 presented, right? So next, please. Yeah, you can find.
Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Okay, whatever.
Let's welcome President.
Hi, so we're Team 5. We decided to originally we were going to do a blog post sort of a thing, but then we changed a little bit and adjusted so that we could see more results. So we decided to do an Instagram page for advertising study spots around campus. Here we go.
Team introduction. Our group worked together to collect data and create a social media account to advertise different study spots that were useful for students and their specific needs. We collected data from PSU students and heard them out and later organized all the data and put it on display.
Oh yeah, so the problem that we were gonna try to solve was a lot of people. Obviously, Penn State's a huge campus. There's a lot of different study spots. So we were just trying to make people aware of every single spot, even like the hidden ones, and yeah, just bring that to everyone's attention to see if they like them.
So the original solution to the problem we found was to create some kind of a slide deck, as I said before. But then as we moved through the plan, we realized that it wasn't going to work. And then we decided to shift into an Instagram page to display the data. Also, when we collected data, we used these, and then we got data from like 30 students. And then from those 30, we were able to analyze everything, put it in a list, see like how everyone felt about each spot, and then we were able to get pros and cons of each spot. And then on our Instagram, we don't really have many followers because it is new, but I send it to all my friends and stuff to try to get them to follow it. But on there, we don't just highlight the good parts of each spot, but we also highlight what's bad and what you might think is a red flag and a study spot. So maybe it's noisy, maybe it's too crowded, but then we also give advice too. So for the hub, maybe going later in the day is a better idea. So those are the kinds of things that we post about. And then we post a little about who we were. And then there's 3 highlights up on there. We'll probably post more.
Yeah, for the processes and the evidence. So we really didn't have a lot of time to push our Instagram. So we were thinking about gaining followers over time from the students visiting these places and reviewing them, and then coming back to this page and actually thinking that if this page is helpful or not. So yeah, we hope that we'll eventually get a lot of attention. So I'll do the next slide. So for the outcomes, our problem presented was to direct students to a suitable study spot depending on their need, as there are a lot of study spots on this campus. So we will direct them towards the ones that are less crowded or less noisy, or depending on their preferences.
So all in all, we got along and got all of our tasks done, whether it was on time or wasn't. Everything was pretty fairly and evenly distributed, and we worked collaboratively on the work.
Question. If you were to do it all over again, how would you approach your project differently?
Like honestly, I feel like I would just like do something a little bit more unique. But if I was to approach like this kind of a project differently, I probably would have started the Instagram to begin with, but that just wasn't in our plan in the beginning because we weren't like we were kind of like moving along in the project, and then we realized it wasn't like our set plan. So I would probably do the Instagram before and then try to get more followers, bring it more attention, post a little bit more. But yeah.
So to make that happen, what steps would you recommend? Like you probably need to be on the same page as a team, and then I don't know. There may be some things that should happen to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand what you mean by that.
So in order to start, like, let's see. I think you had questions to solve problems, the issue that you are facing. So you came up with 3 different questions. I don't know whether you remember those. You recorded those 3 questions.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. You somehow felt that creating an Instagram page would be a better solution than to lead that conclusion. What should have happened?
Yeah, so we thought that creating an Instagram page was more beneficial because it could reach more people. Our original idea is just like send out a Google form all over campus and see students' responses and then post them on a slide deck here. But obviously that's only seen by the class, and we wanted it to like be seen by the entire campus. So the Instagram page being public, it allows for that publicity and everyone to see the results of our studies.
Okay, so I think then you're leaning toward recognizing the value of making maybe impact, wider impact maybe. Then your question that you could have asked was maybe, how can we make our approach impactful to the community, I guess, something like that. Then you can explore different options, and one of the options could be creating an Instagram page right away, maybe. Anyway, so okay, thank you.
Yeah, probably no.
So hi, we're Team 6. I'm Allie.
I'm Joey.
I'm Aubrey.
My name's Henry.
I'm Shijano. So a little introduction to what our team did. We all kind of worked collaboratively to post short videos on social media, and primarily we did TikTok. And we really wanted to promote like students' mental health, their well-being, career development, and overall healthy habits around Penn State. And we really wanted to also like make sure this benefited not only just like the freshmen, but every age here at Penn State to help them all learn something new in new places around campus. And from the videos, we analyzed the ways in which our videos were interacted with to better understand the needs of Penn State students. And we all kind of created videos and posted them that built towards our goal of a healthier Penn State.
Okay, so our problem was mainly that, people at Penn State don't really know where to get these mental health and wellness resources. So we really wanted to try to promote accessing them and giving them an easy way to reach these like mental health and wellness resources. And our target audience was obviously Penn State students, especially with them like doom scrolling and stuff. Like they can see our posts on TikTok and like it stands out to them because it's like local. And we had some statistics here that like 83% of students nationally know where to access them, like the mental health resources, but not many of them actually use them. And like 37% of students experience like moderate to severe depressive symptoms. So, with all these people experiencing these symptoms and they don't go to help, then they're just left, stuck with nothing to do.
Do you want me to go? Yeah. So, I mean, we had a couple solutions that we brainstormed early on in this process, and eventually the one that we ended up using the most was obviously our solution one, which was the TikTok videos with student resources. So we posted a good handful of videos, and they all outline different things, but they're very accessible to students and like are already on a platform that students use. We also contemplated just like word of mouth and flyers, and then some other like various solutions kind of spreading the same message, but this first one's what we ended up going with.
Okay, so
we meet our deadlines. So I guess it's just a visual. I don't think I really need to explain everything. So take it on. Yeah. So and then end results our presentation, which is now. So yeah.
These are the like statistics of how our account did and like our views, our comments, shares, and everything, and that's our account. If anyone wants to follow it.
And so the outcome for our TikToks, I believe we were pretty successful. I mean, obviously accomplishing our goal of like helping students find resources that was exemplified by our like statistics that we had on the last page and how many students that we reached. Yeah, and we just like showed them a multitude of ways that they can de-stress and like deal with their mental health, but also we promoted the class and then different ways that they can further their careers as well as yeah, find ways to overcome all the problems in their life.
So is it possible for you to play it? Do you have
Play
a
the
link
video?
there, or
Play the
one of-
TikTok? I don't think so. You just have to follow it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, pull it.
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes TikTok is
I'm
blocked by
like,
Penn State.
don't wanna.
Site.
Just use the first one.
So this is like an example of one of our videos. Great. Do something fun. Even a few minutes. Your mind and body will get
Okay, great. Thank you.
So our team reflection, all in all, we did like a great job in communications, which I believe is like really great actually, just for a final project. And then we were just a cohesive team, each of these locations each represent a unique or represent something to us as current. This represents something for us as current students, and hopefully will help future students navigate life on campus or off campus, and hopefully life in their career interest. And definitely, basically what I just said, and hopefully will help them in the direction for their future career and aspirations. So, yeah.
How many views did you have?
How many?
Yeah, likes were 1,800. The views 30K. Wow. Okay, cool. Great. So how do you feel about your project?
Proud, actually, just
Yeah,
because
you're
we did it. Yeah.
Great job. Great job. Okay, thank you. So who's next? Okay, your team.
Our presentation was about the context optimized music. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Our project was about the context optimized music to enhance student performance. Start list of context. We'll go over like our team members, problem we had, and the solution we came up with to our problem. The process with evidence, some of the outcomes, and organizational implications, and at the end we'll do our reflection.
Can you push the button down there? And then it should be illuminated.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
So the problem basically is that students listen to music, but for certain activities, they don't optimize it. So like for the gym or like walking to class or studying, you can listen to better music, more popular, I guess, like in the minds of everyone else, so that it's just optimized. So it leads to lower focus, energy, and engagement when you have random music in your playlist, and there's no data drive solution that currently exists. So our solution is basically making 3 different optimized playlists with like 15, 20 songs each, like an hour long each playlist, just for the gym, walking to class, and studying. So these songs will be gathered by interviewing friends and just random people like in those certain activities. So like, for example, we interview people at like the IM building, like when they were working out. And basically, we execute it by creating flyers, and then we post them around the gym, library, and common walking spots just to gather feedback, like how were the playlist and all of that.
Okay, so our process and our evidence. We first started with surveying random like people just walking around or in those settings like the library and the IM. And we got like a mix of people that would be represented at Penn State, like faculty, friends, students, whatever. And then second, we made all the 3 different types of playlists. A playlist when you work out, playlist when you study, and a playlist when you walk to class. And then third, we made multiple flyers for the people to get their playlists. And then we added like a QR code attached so we can get their feedback. So this is like an example of our playlists. Like I said, walking, gym, studying. And then this is us like posting them around campus. And then this is the example of the flyers that we made. You can like scan this for the playlist, and then this is where they would scan for the feedback.
Yeah, you can use Spotify to do it. Mhm. And then for our outcomes, so we had about ended up like interviewing about like 40 plus people just to get the or like 50 plus people for the actual like to make the playlist. And then we had about like 40 responses, a little bit over around like 43 responses, or I think it was 46 for the people who actually gave feedback on our playlist. And then it was like we found that it create like a scalable system for like improving students' performance. And then it was also like low cost and like high impact solution for students, and it kind of made like an engaging activity between students, so you kind of feel like you're part of a community. And then so this was like some of our feedback. So we found that like the favorite playlist was the walking playlist, just because it had like the most variety of song. The most used was probably also going to be the walking. And then we found that over like around 75% of students felt or like agreed that they felt part of a community because of it. And then a lot of like 100% of the people either agreed or strongly agreed that they liked the variety of the different music that we had. And then also we found that over around like 65% found that they either strongly agreed or agreed that they were performing better during the activities. And then majority of the people said that they would share with a friend or like anyone that they knew.
So our team reflection, we learned that music can help students focus, feel more motivated, and have more energy. Our team worked well by splitting the work and helping each other. One challenge was that everyone likes different music, so if we did this again, we would ask more people for feedback and make the playlist better.
Tracked how many people you actually play the playlist. Can you get the stats, or you cannot access
You
the?
can't access that, so it's because it's Spotify. So
Okay.
our like way that we're tracking it is just through our feedback.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, thanks so much. Good job. And which team is next? Team 15, you want to go? Okay, come. Okay, let's welcome Team 15.
We're going to be talking about Primetime Planner. It's a tool that's going to be used to solve your procrastination.
Okay, so this is our table of contents, but I'm not really going to go through this. So our mission of the Primetime Planner is to help students take control of their time through an AI coach that understands who they are and not just what they need to do. So it's personalized. It'll shape to your personality, not just a generic checklist. There's a lot of research backing it. It's built on peer-reviewed studies in order to actually improve your procrastination habits, and it's judgment-free.
So the problem that we're basing this project off of was obviously enough procrastination, which is an issue that 80 to 95% based on surveys of college students have experienced at least once, and generally more often than once. 50% of reports, according to Ellis and Naus, report that procrastination is actively harmful to success in college, to assignment deadlines, turning stuff in late, that sort of thing. 75% of students would consider themselves chronic procrastinators, and 40% say that it causes significant stress as a result of GPA loss. We have a research foundation down there.
So why changing this habit matters. 33% have lower GPA on average for chronic procrastinators, 2 times more likely to drop a course versus non-procrastinators, and 3 times higher burnout rate among chronic procrastinators versus peers, which has an effect on future academics. And then the mental health impact, 94% report high stress levels as a result of deadlines, 61% link procrastination to anxiety disorders, 46%
say it harms mental health on a daily basis, and 1 in 5 students consider dropping out due to stress.
So our solution was to build a custom GPT, and how it works is you take an initial intake quiz that's 10 questions, and it combined multiple archetypes like Enneagram and MBTI to like define your personality type, so it can cater a solution directed towards you. And so you get a personalized study plan, and it has an integration with CAPS, which is a counseling service that Penn State offers.
Okay, so for evidence, there is a 29% reduction in procrastination when implementation intentions are used. There's a 67 of students reported improved task completion with scheduled reminders. 42% of GPA improvements reported by students using personality-aligned study plans. So the additional research insights, there's Enneagram coaching, self-forgiveness effect, and learning techniques.
So the way that it works is, first off, we have an intake quiz. The GPT is there and asks you 10 questions answered by the user to assign a personality type. Then it creates a profile build based on those responses. We used a couple different baselines from major personality tests and sort of, just combine them to gain the better of all of them and assign 1 of 6 archetypes. We have profile readback, where it titles the student's profile and explains their core patterns more clearly, so they are more aware of exactly what the GPT is detecting as a problem. And then the 6-part plan, the GPT will deliver custom study blocks, don't laugh at me, technique match, commitment device, and self-compassion prompts with counseling recommendation if necessary. What's the deal?
Examples of potential users. So here's Alex. He's a junior biology. He's the perfectionist. His pattern delays starting because conditions are never just right. Rewrites the same paragraph 4 times. So the GPT plan, implementation, intentions, plus self-compassion prompt, and plus practice testing. And then here's Jordan, sophomore, business. He's the Enneagram is the crisis maker, and pattern is he thrives on adrenaline, submits everything at 11:58 p.m. and believes deadline pressures make them better. And then our GPT plan, WHOOP goal setting plus commitment devices plus distributed practice blocks.
What is WHOOP goal setting?
WHOOP core setting, goal setting.
What is WHOOP?
WHOOP goal setting.
Yeah,
It's like it was like a plan that we saw like on the thing. It was like, I think where you set goals, like detail oriented.
Suggested, so we put that down. Honestly,
okay, we need to search for it. Okay, I see.
Yeah. And then here's Sam, the freshman. He's undecided. He's the warrior. The pattern, he's paralyzed by fear of failure. Avoids starting because starting means the possibility of doing it wrong. And then the GPT plan, small wins framework, and then plus self-efficiency, scaffolding, and then plus weekly Penn State CAPS check-in prompt.
So we were going to have a Discord and have it with that. So it could be like, it gives you notifications for upcoming assignments, but we don't have the technical expertise to do that. So instead we have an Excel sheet where you can place the importance levels on upcoming assignments. And so it has your procrastinator type and the assignment log in there. And the ChatGPT will give you a study guide. It's like a daily what to do given that Excel sheet.
So this is just an example of a spreadsheet. It'll have the course assignment type, the due date priority, how long it'll take, just like your schedule, and this is how it would look.
So how can we access your GPT?
There's a link to the GPT and a reply to this presentation.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't throw it in there because it didn't really fit anywhere.
But it's also on like the just worldwide GPT place. Yeah. You just have to search up WFED.
So how many people used it so far?
Around 30. We had like an initial test block of like 25 students that tried it, and we like did research with them. But I think more people have used it going forward. I just haven't checked that recently.
And what were some feedback from those ones who've tested?
The only people that I know that we have gotten feedback from are just like close friends, and they said it actually worked very well. and they had a lot of insight going into it about like how they could actually improve upon their procrastination.
The thing about using ChatGPT and like AI models for this sort of thing is they're designed for pattern recognition. So it's what they're going to excel at. What we're using it for is basically just applying pattern recognition to people. It's not as much of like creating a solution so much as it is organizing things into a shape, and that is the solution. The solution is just the organization, but it's so it's sort of difficult to quantify a specific thing that would need to be changed, because a lot of the changes that are suggested are long-term changes. Sense.
Do you have any commercial? Conceptual.
I mean, I don't, but maybe.
Anyone?
No? I'm an English major.
Anyone can take it, maybe, I don't know. Okay, cool. Thank you. And yeah. Go ahead with.
Yeah, and then our team reflection research was a big part of it. We read Stale, Pickle, and Cirrhosis reframed how we. It's not a form of laziness, it's an emotional regulation failure that can be improved with proper tools. Personality matters more than we thought. Initially, we planned for an all-inclusive coach that would cater to all types, but after we learned about varying Enneagram types and how they all learn differently and process information differently, we took a different approach that required a more compartmentalized GPT per person. The problem was bigger than we thought. We came into this project thinking had issues with, but managed our way through, sort of. But the more we dug into it, the more we realized that it's sort of a chronic issue across all generations, but I feel like our generation in particular, for one reason or another. And one project, many writing going.
So this project stemmed from the problem that transitioning to Penn State can be really overwhelming for anybody who's new to campus. And overall, we realized that there was a lack of centralized, reliable, and relatable guidance. So we basically found that students struggle with time management, academics and studying, and social adjustment. And the current resources they're not personalized, they're not authentic, and they can be hard to navigate.
So to solve those issues, we wanted something simple and quick to use because the first couple weeks your freshman year can move really fast. And we needed something that was based on authentic, real advice from people with experiences and something reliable and obviously always available. So that's how we ended up deciding to make a ChatGPT with all of our responses so that students can get quick feedback, a website with more in-depth answers to common questions, and a template for students to follow.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna walk you guys through the website. If you want to scan the QR code so you can look at your own phone, you're more than welcome to. If that's not something you're interested in, that's okay. But I'll just give you a moment to do that in case you want to. Cool. All right. All right, so this is our homepage. We have a little template right here, so we'll just click on that so you know what that looks like. And we just have it following along with the website. Our first web page is a textbook page, so we'll go to that. And we have here a little page on which you can click on to get to the different places or destinations. So we have some textbook websites that we recommend. You can go to different ones and compare prices that we have on our template. And then next we have information on the Patty Paterno Library. Pretty self-explanatory. We don't have a spot in that for the template because we didn't think it was necessary. Then we have some study spots that we recommended, the importance of scheduling, and a video is supposed to pop up here, but that's okay. And then along with that, we actually have an assignment tracker. This, as you can see, it looks pretty similar actually to the previous group. I found this idea on TikTok and I just kind of customized it to be better for me personally. So I added this feature where you can update it if you want, and you can have the progress and the things that are done go to the bottom if you press this button. So there's that. And then there's also a place on our template to look. All right. We have a little study, not study, but a little schedule that you can create. There's different options. You can do a Tuesday, Thursday one, put in your own time blocks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday one. And then we have information on the dorms, as well as a little list. You can add things that you haven't bought yet on the template. And then we have a little spot for questions and concerns. This is where people gave feedback. And then this is where you can access our GBT. You can ask it questions. And yeah, so that's what we have there. That is our evidence, and I'll pass it on to the next person.
So we found our outcomes and application through several questions that we asked people who used our websites. So we asked them, how satisfied were you? So we got 4 responses. 2 of them were 5 and 1 were 4 and the other one was 3. We also asked them how relevant and helpful do you think it was for your experience as a freshman? The majority said they found it very helpful, which is at 5. And we also had an open-ended question. What were your key takeaways from the website that we just showed you? And they just wrote a bunch of things. And then we had another question also, the overall feedback for the website. Yeah.
How many people gave you feedback and how many users have you had so far?
6 people.
So for the team reflection, overall it was good experience. We communicated well. We found out what students actually needs and wants as a freshmen and first years. Also, this project I think had a great impact to the freshmen. It helped students navigate through Penn State. It's a huge campus. Build a stronger and more connected Penn State community through clubs and things like that. Opens door for future solutions. Okay, that's just the beginning of something that could be big. And as for the team, I think it showed a collective group effort to achieve a goal. I think they did all a great job. And for us, it was great to gather so much information from different students. Yeah.
Question: how did you allocate your human resources and your time? Meaning, what percentage of time went into website development? What percentage of time went into GPT and planning and so on?
I'm the one who did the ChatGPT. It didn't take a lot of time, maybe a couple of hours.
Okay.
I just wrote a couple of instructions and where to gather information. I also added some information of my own.
Okay. How about website? I think it may have taken a lot of time.
Yeah, we kind of just like split it up evenly between everyone since Mohammed did the GPT, we didn't have him help with that because that's, a whole process. And we didn't want to take up too much of his time. So yeah, we kind of just split it up evenly between us. Like we just kind of here to like show you like, personally, I did the textbook ones and the schedule one. And then I don't remember who ended up doing these ones, but we split that up. And then, and I think we all kind of contributed to the design. Like I noticed some things got switched around and some people added some cool things. So yeah.
So who was the designer? So did you have cool images there? Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, I'm an advertising major, so the design sort of just comes naturally to me.
That shows.
So yeah, once people had some information in, I just made it more like Penn State colors, stuff that people would be interested in, made it all look cohesive, and just made sure that all of our information that everybody put the hard work into would really pop and make it easily accessible for everyone.
Yeah, this can be an item in your portfolio, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, congratulations. All right, thank you. Yeah. Sorry.
Wait, did I log out of the?
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
I can look. Which team will go next? Is there anyone else left? Let's check. Team 15, did you present? Yeah, team 15 presented. Team 13. Team 13? Last time, okay. Wait. Team 12. Did you present 12? Maybe last time, I don't know. Okay. Team 8 presented, right? Okay, cool. Currently, course evaluation is going on. It's called the CQ. So I will give you a little bit of time to complete the course evaluation. I will do it. I will give you the time next Tuesday and Thursday as well. So if you complete it today, you can leave next Tuesday or Thursday a bit earlier. So you can do it today or Tuesday or Thursday. It's up to you. All right. And everybody did a great job, and I'm very proud of you. You making impact in the community. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't get the code.